Ahoy there, mateys. It be good seeing ye again. Why don't you pull up a stool, eh? Let your old captain spin ye a yarn. I be having quite the tale to tell. One of treasure hunts for riches most grand. A story of friendship and a story of betrayal. And it all happened on Community Day. Now, for them of ye what may not know, Community Day be a celebration, drummed up by the pirate lord himself. A way to show his appreciation for them what lives a true pirate's life. This appreciation, as it were, be shown through the greatest gift ye can be given any scallywag. Gold, aye, and plenty of it too. All them trading companies be getting involved, offering up a double sum for all loot turned in. Hell, even the Reaper's bones be in on the celebration. But I wouldn't be spending Community Day with the Reapers, no. The fact that I still be feeling sore towards them from getting kidnapped aside, I had other plans in mind. You see, some time back, I were, involved with the Gold Hoarders, if you can believe it. Trying to become one of their representatives, in fact. But things went a tad southwards when I were caught, borrowing company funds to pay off my bar tabs and, other various expenses. It would appear that they were taking account of every piece of gold that were missing on my watch, and, well, let's just say I accrued something of a debt with me exploits. One what I still have yet to pay off, mind ye, which were why on this Community Day I'd be working hard in hopes to make a dent in me enormously crippling financial obligations. Lucky for me, I had an ace up my sleeve. Something I'd been hanging on to since the Festival of Giving. Me gilded voyages. Specifically, the one for the Gold Hoarders. There were some 40-odd captain's chests, all ripe for plunder, scattered all across the sea. All I were needing to do were lay claim to 'em, and I could settle a fair chunk of what I owe. So, with the emissary flag hoisted aloft, and a quick warm-up at a nearby seaport under my belt, I set down my gilded voyage, and began to mark all the islands where my fortune awaited. I'd be taking it on by region, starting with the clear blue waters of the shores of plenty, before hitting the lush verdant landscapes of the ancient isles, and ending my voyage in a blasted wasteland known as the Wilds. So, with me Community Day flag flying proud in the wind, I set off to the northwestern corner of the map to begin my voyage at Sailor's Bounty. Now, it'd be a bit of a larger island, so finding the exact spots were a tad on the tricky side. But with a rowboat to skirt the shallows and me ship hidden away from prying eyes, I were able to belay me worries about staying in one place for too long. It were taking no time at all for me to unearth me buried rewards, and by the time that me map were cleared, I were already a grade 4 emissary. It were time for me to load up now and set sail for the next map, a smaller isle known as Sandy Shallows. Now, as any experienced sailor can tell you, the great thing about smaller islands be less room for error. I had the treasure mere moments after I'd arrived. the emissary still had yet to rank up. I thought I'd have to hit another island, or perhaps raid a sea fort. At least, until the solution came straight to me. A forsaken ship with an accursed crew. Not exactly my first choice to grab a bit of extra loot, but the beggars can't be choosers, eh? I let them feel the wrath of me ship's guns, and they were all too happy to respond in kind. The battle raged on, blow for blow, but eventually, mayhaps predictably, the winner of the engagement became clear, as their vessel returned to the briny deep, and mine reached grade 5 emissary status. Once all that dead men's loot were aboard, I returned to an outpost to sell what I had, and commenced the next part of me plan. What? You didn't think I'd be doing all of this without there being some sort of trick involved, now did you? You see, once you hit grade 5 on your emissary, the company representatives will be giving you a special, more lucrative voyage to reward you for your efforts. This be where my little trick comes in. If you take the voyage, then trade in your flag, you can put up a new one and chain it till you be satisfied. And they won't say a word to you. I'll tell you, if I were still working with the company, I wouldn't allow that sort of horn-swoggling on me watch. No siree. I mean, unless I were getting a cut. To be honest, I still be a pirate. Ah well, anyhow, my pockets were fit to burst with all the maps I were carrying around, a good number of which were keeping me here on the shores of plenty. Once all were marked, I made sail to the next locale on me charter, Cannon Cove. It were an uneventful dig for all of 5 minutes, right up until I spotted something moving out on the horizon. A brigantine closing in fast. They'd be anchored down in the bay quicker than I could finish my map, but I kept something of a level head and decided to settle things all diplomatic-like. They weren't shooting first, which were a good sign, and even better, they already had their alliance flag flown. They were clearly of a similar mind as me. We work together, and we both profit. I conducted my business without incident, and they did the same, leaving behind a trinket or two as they went. Now, an honest man would seek 'em out and return the loot, but an honest man would never find himself out on the Sea of Thieves. It were a quiet night of digging up loot. Community day be a bit of a misnomer, you see. It actually be a festival going on for several days. No, I can't really explain the reasoning for that. Not that it be important. Let's just, move right along. I went island to island, digging up treasure. But where there be treasure, there be thems what want to steal it from ye. And ne'er do this be more true than when you see a reaper galleon on the horizon. Now, some of ye may think me a coward for wanting to avoid that confrontation, but allow me to remind ye, I am absolutely a coward. No question. I be a coward, and I be proud. Because a cowardly pirate be a pirate what lives to plunder another day. Besides, I were stacked full with booty. I weren't exactly eager to be putting it on the line. in a fight I'd ne'er win. But despite it all, I don't be too cowardly to assist an ally in need. See, the galleon weren't headed for me, no. It were after me mateys on the brigantine and the vault what they were doing. And much as my self-preservation were crying mutiny o'er me actions, I had to lend a helping hook. After all, Hey, what the hell you be shooting at me for? Oh, God, that don't look, whoa, okay. Yep, oh, God, forget this. I be out of here. Needless to say, the brigantine left the Alliance shortly after me retreat. But it weren't a total loss. At some point during all the confusion, the galleon actually joined said alliance. Meaning, of course, that I still had a business partner to help me make a tad more gold. Now, much as I'd love to tell you that the rest of the voyage were anywhere near as interesting as that, well, the simple fact of the matter be, a gold hoarder voyage still be a gold hoarder voyage, no matter how fancy it be presented. And with not a soul looking to contest me earnings, the biggest challenge I wound up facing were getting lost on Thieves Haven. But that just be part and parcel with the life of a pirate, eh? It can't all be thunderous battles, daring escapes, and mystical trickery. Every so often, you got to do what you got to do to earn your rum money. And I be glad to say, with all the work I put in, and the bonus for it being Community Day, I made plenty of that. After completing 1 sea fort, 16 treasure maps, a handful of skeletons orders, 3 emissary flags, a hoard of gold from Lorena, and whatever the hell loot that Reaper galleon turned in, I'd collected a good 760,988 golden pieces. It were still nowhere near enough to pay off me debts, but by God, it'd be enough to save me remaining leg from being broke. For now. And that be the story of how I spent me Community Day. Chasing gold more than I be chasing glory. I thank you for sticking around. It'll always be a pleasure to tell you me tales. Now, off you go, you scurvy dogs. Off on your next adventure. Fare ye well, until next we meet.